Good afternoon and happy week 18. It is the final official week of the NFL season for the regular season. And for some of you, it's the final week of fantasy football. Uh, Unfortunately, I would say would have been better if it was last week just because just wait till we get to the injury report, injury slash not playing just because it's week 18 report, but still. Week 18, I honestly, is there anybody who thinks playing fantasy in week 18 is a great idea?
I mean, there must be. There are people who do it. I mean, I don't know, if it is an accident, like it's their first year playing and they set up the league and they didn't know. Is it an accident? I mean, can't imagine everybody playing in week 18 is an accident. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's got to be at least, I guess, some people out there who think it's fine.
The platform, some platforms have it set as the default. Some, yeah, you're right, though. It had to be a conscious decision to set that as your setting. Somebody decided it somewhere along the way. Well,
Right.
here's the thing with the week 18, you're taking half the players that were frankly the best players in the league, maybe more, and they're just not even available to you, and not because they're hurt. That just doesn't seem like a good way to to determine the champion of your league. Just I don't know, just doesn't seem right.
I mean,
Um,
the two best running backs, and let's be real, there were only two good running backs this year. That's Christian McCaffrey and Kyron Williams. Rashad White, Brees Hall, Travis Etienne, these guys weren't that good. They were good relative to the rest of the running backs, but they really weren't that good. Like most years, these guys aren't even like top 5 running backs in fantasy football. That's how bad running back was. Christian McCaffrey and Kyron Williams aren't even playing. There's not even play. Like the two best running backs in fantasy, the only two running backs that actually were difference makers for teams are out this week. They're just completely out. You just don't get them.
yeah, and then quarterback already was a mess this year because of so many
Oh
injuries.
yeah.
And now let's add into the fact that the top quarterbacks who were left just aren't going to play for the same reason. So, anyways, that's our little rant there about how if you are still playing for a championship, maybe trying to find a way to not do that next year. Join a league or to petition your commissioner, do something. It's just going to be so much random love. Now, I will say what's fun about it is trying to pick out those random guys who do go off. To me, that's fun because there's so much luck involved, anyways. Here, I like kind of digging deep in there. I don't like it for my championship for fantasies. That's why I don't do that. But I like it in general, which is why we did the underdog draft yesterday. And that's fun, right? It's like it's a 1 week thing. It's just more for fun. Yeah, you can win some money, but that like to me that is fun. But I always like drafting and picking those guys.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't think it was fun if you were in the championships and you had to sit Debo Samuel for, like Darius Slate.
Right. Again, not for the championship, but for a 1 week contest, it's fun. Well, if you're still playing for all of it, and look, at least if it's a 2 week thing, right? Week 17, 18, those combined points, I get that it's still not ideal. I'm not going to try to excuse it, like not saying that's how it should be, but it's at least more tolerable. But like you're still playing to win. That's why we're here. So we're going to try to help you win. We're going to answer your questions and do the best we can with the knowledge that we have. And we're about to drop some of that knowledge pretty soon because, again, there's a lot of guys who are not playing. A lot. So we'll talk about that in a second. There are 2 games today, so we have a little preview. Almost all these games are on Sunday, of course. No Monday night anymore, no Thursday night anymore, no buys. But we do have 2 big games, and one theory is that the teams that have the most to play for, the teams that are still in the wild card hunt or trying to clinch home field or whatever it is, that those are the teams that you should kind of target because you never really know, right? I mean, we know that these teams that are 5-win teams, 3-win teams, okay, like they have nothing to play for, but they're still going to play, right? But there's still some risk there. There's still some risk that they just roll out random 4th string running back in the second half and just see what he can do. But do you buy into that? Do you think that these teams that are fighting to make the wild card, like the Seattle's, New Orleans, everybody in the NFC South, is that really who you should focus on in fantasy, or is that like just is that going a little too far?
I think it depends. Like if you have a close decision between, like, say, a wide receiver, like on a team fighting for the playoffs, or a wide receiver on a team playing for nothing, I mean, you might as well take the guy fighting for the playoffs because you, like you said, that team's trying to win and they'll play the whole game. But I'm not going to bench like Justin Jefferson. Okay, Jamar Chase. Let's just say Jamar Chase. Or maybe that's not a good example because he's got Jake Brown. This is what's so hard about this week. Like, okay, I'm not going to bench like CeeDee Lamb against the Commanders for, Drake London because the Falcons are battling for their playoff lives. You know what I mean? Like there's a point where it's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to play the way better guy. But if you have two close decisions, like, I don't know, Chris Olave and who might be like another kind of close-ish decision, like maybe, I don't even know. I don't know. But, it's hard to say off the top of my head who it might be. But, then I would probably err to Chris Olave because the Saints have to win to have any chance.
Yeah. And you'll say there's some teams like the Cowboys. I think that's a good example. They don't have to win today. I mean, they'll probably win without even trying, but still, this is not like they're trying to, they can't get the number one seed, but they're already in the playoffs. So yeah, it does kind of affect them, but at the same time, what are they going to prioritize? Keeping their guys healthy going in the playoffs or getting the 2 versus the 3-4 seed, like the Rams have absolutely nothing to play for because they're locked in, right? They're in the playoffs, but there's no way they're getting home field. So yeah, they're going to sit their guys, and they have a bunch of old guys like Stafford and Cup. They want to keep healthy. I say old, and like, look at me talking, right? They're like 30 years old. So it's going to be so tricky, but there's so many in-betweens. I will just say this, week 18 will be full of surprises because those games that were like, oh, it's like, and I'm not calling it, like this is the game that's going to happen. But like, let's say, there's two teams that the winner gets into the playoffs. Like, what is it? The
Colts Texans.
Well, Colts Texans.
Well, I don't know if there's a single game where like winners in and losers out. Is there?
Yeah.
Having those games this
week. Falcons Saints is not exactly that way, but it's kind of ish. Yeah. Okay. Like you're like, wow, those teams, they're both fighting, and Arthur Smith's trying to fight and keep his job, which let's hope Falcons lose. Right. And then it winds up being like, 35-3. Like one team just steamrolls the other. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like, oh, this is a game. They're both going to like Colts Texans. You wind up being like a 3-touchdown difference. You're like, how did that happen? That's what happens in week 18. That's just how it is. Be prepared. That's all I'm saying. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for random team, who has absolutely nothing to play for, like the Titans, all of a sudden beating the Jaguars. Like that kind of thing happens. So don't oversimplify, I guess, is the point here. Don't just think, well, this team is a 5-win team. They have nothing to play for. I'm going to sit all their players. That might be a mistake too. All right. So who is sitting and who is playing? Well, let's start this way. Let's start with the teams that are sitting their starters. Like these teams, if you had their studs all year long, well, guess what? It's week 18. You ain't got them. Baltimore and San Francisco both have the top seed locked up, home field. They have no incentive to play their guys, and they've already said. So you already know Lamar is not playing. Zay Flowers, OBJ out. And for the Niners, CMC, you don't have him this week. Brock Purdy also out. The Chiefs, believe it or not, are the number 3 seed. And so they are also not going to risk it. Mahomes is out. Rashee Rice not going to be out there, and can't even pivot to Kadarius Toney as if that were an option. The Browns are not going to risk old man Flacco going out there, or Amari Cooper, who was banged up last week, didn't play. So Flacco Cooper, you don't get that combo. The Rams already talked about, no Stafford, no Kupp, and no Kyron. And then Detroit is a big question mark because technically they could lock up the 2 seed, but they need some help. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday. What's your gut feel on Dan Campbell?
My gut feel on Dan Campbell is he's going to play the starters the whole game. He's going to try to win. And if somebody gets hurt, like let's say, hope not, but let's say Jared Goff gets sacked and hurts his shoulder. After the game, he's going to say something like, I didn't want my team to lose that competitive edge going into the playoffs, right? Like, do you lose the competitive edge when you have a bye? Like, did you just lose your competitive edge? Like, you're playing next week. So, I don't know. Dan Campbell is starting to feel recklessly aggressive to me. So, I feel like he's going to play his starters. I mean, look, technically they could get the 2 seed if somehow the Cowboys choke to the Commanders and the Eagles choke to the Giants, like both those teams. So I guess he has a slight reason to play him. So my gut is he's going to play him. But again, I think if you got David Montgomery or Zamir White, I would just play Zamir White. Like, I don't want to, like, why risk it? Like, why risk it with David Montgomery potentially not playing the whole game when you have Zamir White who's going to play the whole game? This is what I talk about where, like, if you got a close decision, just take the guy you know is playing the whole game.
That makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that. The Lions also not a team like, the Rams, Stafford and Cobb have had so many injuries lately, and they're, Stafford and Flacco, like older quarterbacks who really have no reason to be out there. They don't need the reps. Jared Goff isn't that stature of player, and also he's not that old. Jared Goff can manage to be out there. Should he be out there? Well, that's a different question. Probably not. But again, the Lions aren't one of these veteran teams. This is also a team, you got to remember, who won the division for the first time in like forever. They're just happy to be in the playoffs, but also I think they want to keep it going. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to be like, well, let's just wait. Like the Rams are like, yeah, we've already been there, done that. Let's just show up for the playoffs. Detroit's, I think it's a different story. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. And I think it starts with the coach, a very inexperienced coach trying to prove himself. All right, we're going to bite off kneecaps. We're going to go for it on 4th down when we shouldn't. We're going to run fake punts, which it did work. We're not going to kick an extra point from the 7. Just like he's going the way of Brandon Staley. He just really is.
And you know what? Maybe this is oversimplifying too, but I think a lot of it really just comes down to coach. You look at these teams that have already said, yeah, we're resting our guys. These are coaches who have won Super Bowls already. Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, Sean McVay. The coaches that have to prove themselves, I don't think. Dan Campbell's one. For example, we also talked about like Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. He's basically trying to fight to get that job. And so he wants to win. It doesn't matter if they're not going to make the playoffs. Brand new head coaches, coach in Arizona, coach in, Indianapolis. Anyways, let's move on. Devontae Smith out. He was hurt last week, still out. T. Higgins is doubtful. So that really is interesting. What happens with Jamar Chase? You might say, well, why risk him? But Higgins not playing. I don't know. Are we going to just see a lot of Trenton Irwin?
I feel good about Chase. I mean, what's the incentive to not play Chase? Like you're worried he's going to blow out his ACL and you're not going to have him next year. I mean, I don't think NFL teams think like that. You still want to end on a good note. He still wants to play. I think Chase will be out there for most of the game. The risk for Chase is he's stuck with Jake Browning. That's the worry.
True. All right, so Higgins out, Keenan Allen ending just the way he has throughout the playoffs. Man, what a disappointment there. Out again. Josh Jacobs out, which is why we're talking Zamir White. Zamir White still a solid choice this week because no Jacobs. Noah Brown is out. That's huge for the Texans because obviously Tank Dell has been gone and they need to win. They win and they're in the playoffs. No Noah Brown. Is this a huge Nico Collins week?
Yes.
Should be. That's a guy you just start. AJ Dillon is out. Will Levis not going to return. That means more Ryan Tannehill. This is the week maybe to. Well, no, it's not the week to do anything. And Hunter Henry is out. All right, questionables. Although these guys are looking on the wrong side of questionable. Mostert and Waddle for the Dolphins. Not like they need them to win that game against Buffalo to clinch the division or anything, but too risky to start those Dolphins. Alvin Kamara is questionable. What do you do with him? They need to win that game too.
They need to win, but come on, he's been terrible down the stretch. He hasn't practiced all week. Got an ankle injury going up against the Falcons defense. No way could I start Alvin Kamara this week. No way.
Yeah, I told you last week I wasn't feeling it. I said I don't want to start Kamara. Didn't do anything. My concern isn't just the injury; it's also that he's just been bad down the stretch.
Yeah.
But technically questionable. Pacheco, you'd like to play him, but he's questionable, and he's a guy. Like again, they're resting Mahomes. Why would they play Pacheco, who's hurt?
Nah, if we see Pacheco, it's going to be like a quarter. You cannot play. You cannot play Isaiah Pacheco this week. Way too risky.
Right.
Way too risky.
DeAndre Swift, is he playable? What about the Eagles?
Yeah, I think the Eagles, like technically the Eagles, if the Eagles win and the Cowboys choke to the Commanders, the Eagles get the number 2 seed. And that's huge because that means at least you get home. Well, it means number one, well, yeah, you get home field until the championship game. And if the 49ers get upset at some point, which I know we sit here and say, oh, that can't happen. Well, it's football. It can. You get home field until the Super Bowl. So I think, plus the Eagles are a team that they need to put together. They need, like, it's weird to say it right now, but like the Lions don't need to go out there and put together a good game and go, we got our swagger back for the playoffs. They're fine. The Eagles, I feel like, do need to. They need to go out there and play a good game and be like, okay, we can still do this. So I think, but of course the issue here is it's DeAndre Swift. Like even last week in a smash spot, what did he really do?
I know that was disappointing. It's Arizona, but everything about that game was disappointing for the Eagles. Yeah, they do have something to prove. I agree. The way they've been playing over the past several weeks, is they're a more disappointing team. The only game that they've won was against the Giants, and they barely won that game. They only won by 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
That's why I went with a Tyrod Taylor, Darren Waller stack and underdog. But anyways, Khalil Herbert, questionable. Don't know if you really want to play him anyways. Here's a big one. Remember if you played in week 17, how Jaden Reed helped you win your championship if you played him? Well, he's questionable. Christian Watson, forever questionable. Thought he might come back, and now it's looking like he might not. Wicks is also questionable. And Musgrave, who we thought might come back last week and didn't, and he's questionable. Like what's going on with the Packers? What do we do with this?
I don't know. Packers passing group has been the most injured group of the year. Like even last week, Jaden Reed can't even gets hurt and misses the second half. I mean, I think if Jaden Reed plays, you play him. Look, the Packers have to win because if the Packers lose and Seattle wins, then the Packers are out. So Packers have to win. So I think if Jaden Reed plays, you play him. I don't know if I can feel good enough about Christian Watson to play him. Yeah, Luke Musgrave, if he comes back, I don't think so. I think Jaden Reed's the only one I want if he plays.
Yeah, Watson, just forget it. Like, I don't even care if he plays anymore. If he plays, forget it. He'll limp off after the first series. If Reed plays, you play him. If Reed doesn't, Wicks is an option. I feel like we've said that the last few weeks, but I feel like it still holds true. And then the only one I think we need to discuss here is the Jags, because even though technically they don't have to win to be in the postseason, they got something to prove because they've been terrible lately. Christian Kirk, is he going to come back? And if so, do you risk playing him?
I don't think he's going to play. They did activate him off IR, but I don't think he's going to play. Like, I think they're still going to rule him out. But no way could I play Christian Kirk first game back coming off core muscle surgery, right? Like, no way.
Feels too aggressive. I mean, they were saying like he's done for the regular season, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, he might come back. It just feels like a ruse, doesn't it? Like they're just trying to do, like the Ron Rivera, like, oh, we don't know who's the quarterback. You're gonna have to guess. Like, what?
Yeah. No. Who do we prepare for?
Like, you won't be ready when we roll out Sam Howell and didn't tell you. Anyways, yeah.
Ron Rivera, get this guy.
Okay, and then Zay Jones, also questionable. Let's not worry about him. Elijah Moore, Robert Woods, those guys are questionable. Devontae Parker, for what it's worth, is questionable. Najee Harris, now that one's big. That's today. Najee Harris was huge last week, as everyone expected. And this is a must-win for them. The offense has been rolling under Mason Rudolph. I never thought I would say that, but Najee, what do you do?
Yeah, Najee will probably play. This guy always plays through every little thing. And I think he was a full participant in practice the last one. But look, it's looking like it's going to be heavy rain in this game. I know we don't like to weigh weather too heavily, but we're only a couple hours away. and it's raining pretty heavily, and it's supposed to continue. And the Ravens, like you see, Ravens, tough defense. Well, they're going to rest a lot of their defense. Like, he's not going to be going up against the starting defense. And this might be a game where the Steelers have to win to have any chance of making the playoffs. They have to win. So this could be another good Najee game.
This is what makes 18 so weird. Like on the road against Baltimore, forget it. Oh, wait, they're resting all their starters and they have nothing to play for. But the Pittsburgh Steelers have to win. It's like Najee, it should be a strong start. I think Jalen Warren too. Like that offense, it's woken up. And then also questionable Taylor Heineke. Juwan Johnson, he's been scoring, but he's questionable. And Cole Kmet as well. Yeah. All right, let's do the ins. The good news, if you call it that. Elijah Mitchell is in. Big question about which Niner running back do you want to start? Any clarity there?
I think if it's me, I want Elijah Mitchell. I know some people were like commenting on the sneaky starts, like that saying like the Elijah Mitchell take was terrible because he missed practice with an illness. Yeah, he's not even. There's no injury designation for Elijah Mitchell. you can relax. I think if I was gonna pick one, it would be Elijah Mitchell. We've seen this guy when given the opportunity, he's been good. I don't know. Shanahan does not seem to be the type of guy. Like, I know he's resting Brock Purdy, and I know, he pretty much has to rest CMC, but I don't know. I feel like we're going to see a decent amount of Elijah Mitchell. He's certainly risky, though.
Elijah Mitchell just always feels risky because he is also like always hurt and could get hurt. I feel like at any moment, he's like the Christian Watson of running backs. It's like, I feel like at any moment he carries the ball, he could get hurt again.
Yes.
But I also think both these guys are going to get a lot of run. So Mitchell and Mason, I think, are both playable. And I think you have to prefer Mitchell. But you never know with the Niners. But anyways, Mitchell is in. He's playing. Don't worry about that. Courtland Sutton is back. He's playing for nothing, really. Kenneth Walker is playing. Should be a strong start. Tyler Lockett also. Seattle needs to win. Josh Palmer is back for what it's worth. And Zach Moss, just in time to maybe ruin any hopes of JT helping you win. But that's what we got. If we have any other breaking news, then we'll let you know. But I think that's all for the injury report. Only took about 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Injury / resting because it's week 18. By the way, try not to play for the championship in week 18 next year. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
But it is fun if you do play like a best ball, a weekly format, week 18. To me, it's even more fun. Underdog is where you could do that. We did a draft just yesterday with some of y'all, and we'll see who takes it home. Again, I'm feeling good this week. I feel like my New York Giants stack is going to bring it home, but we'll see. We got some tough competition in there. This is not tough. Take this. If you're a new customer, you can get Josh Allen going higher than 0.5 total yards. That's right. Josh Allen just getting 1 yard. That's a win for you. This is a free pick you get if you are brand new to Underdog. If you haven't tried it yet, sign up now. Make sure you use promo code NGAME because that gets you this free pick. Just combine this with any other pick, and you have a great chance to triple your entry your very first time doing a pick 'em. And you still get a 100% deposit match up to $100. So when you first create your account on Underdog, whatever you put in with a $100 limit, dollar for dollar, they will match it. So you double your money just for signing up. And then you get this free pick, which means you could win more money. And then you can do all these picks for all these games. Postseason, yep, you can do that too. You can do picks and drafts throughout the playoffs. And this coming week, we'll be doing a playoff best ball draft. So we've been doing the weekly draft, and we just did our week 18 draft. But now we'll do the playoff one, so we get to track and see who picks the best postseason squad. And that's going to be fun. A lot different strategy for that. So again, if you haven't tried Underdog yet, it is not too late. And oh, by the way, perfect time if you're a baseball fan, we do have Endgame MLB. We have a baseball channel that is alive. It's been resuscitated because football is over and baseball is coming. So You can also do underdog for baseball. You can check it out. I'll look at those beautiful thumbnails. There is the baseball channel. So you know what? Maybe you're not a huge baseball fan. This is a good time to learn how to play fantasy baseball. It's really not as intimidating as it sounds. Some people are like, well, all the stats and all the players and all. Yeah, it's a longer season. There's no question that it's definitely a longer season. And there's definitely more players and there's definitely more stats, but it's not as intimidating as you might think it is. And of course, we'll help you out with that. So that's what the videos are for. So check it out. And even if you absolutely loathe baseball, you know what? Subscribe to the channel anyways, because that helps us out. If you like what we do and we helped you in football, help us out. Subscribe, tell all your friends who like baseball, or even if they don't, again, we really don't care. Just subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. All right. But we're here to help you one more time, week 18, answer your questions. So let's get to that. You know what? Let's start off on the right foot. Let's start off with one of the OGs, Keith.
What's up, Keith?
Is here. You've got 118. Wow, I'm surprised. The Weatherby's playing week 18. I'm shocked.
Right.
Okay. Thoughts on wide receiver and a flex. We got Lockett, Sutton, who are in. London, who you mentioned. Dallas Goedert, who is a tight end. Puka. We talked a lot about Puka yesterday, I think. And then there's Ty Chandler.
I think Lockett's the one I think you have to play at home against Arizona. Must-win game. You got to feel pretty good about Lockett out of these guys. I don't want to say Goddard. I just don't know. Like, I cannot play Puka. I really feel like Puka is getting. They're just getting look. No Stafford, no Cup, no Kyron. The only reason Puka's playing is to get 29 yards to get the rookie record and 4 catches. If you want to gamble on one of those 4 catches being a touchdown with Carson Wentz, go for it. But I'm not playing Puka this week. I don't think I can play Ty Chandler this week. Drake London against the Saints, no thank you. It's either Sutton or Goddard. I would like to say Sutton, but it's Jarrett Stidham. We don't know. Look, Dallas Goedert. I like A.J. Brown a lot this week because no Devonta Smith, but I also like Dallas Goedert a lot this week because no Devonta Smith. I might actually go Lockett and Goddard.
Well, good. I wasn't sure if you could, go with a tight end, but I think Goddard is definitely the pick here. Like you said, Puka, sure, he'll get whatever he needs to get. How good can you really feel about him putting up a big game with Carson Wentz anyways? But besides that, like they're resting all of their main guys. Why wouldn't they rest Puka in the second half? They're not going to go in the playoffs risking him.
No.
So I agree with that. Sutton has Stidham. London has got Arthur Smith. There's no way I'm trusting Drake London in my championship, assuming this is the championship. Goddard doesn't have Devontae Smith. We know that helps him. Philly has to win. So there you go. Lockett and Goddard. I think that's pretty convincing argument. All right, Abimanu, welcome back. Round 2 of the finals. All right, so we got to finish strong. We need a running back, a receiver, and a tight end. So running backs are Swift, Zeke, Zamir, and Mitchell. Well, you do have some good choices for Week 18. Garrett Wilson, Demarcus Robinson, Darius Slayton, and then a tight end. It's either Goddard or Juwan Johnson.
I don't see. We didn't do. I mean, I don't remember who people play when we do 50 videos in a week and we talk about it every day. So I definitely don't know who everybody's playing this week. I think you got to go Zamir White though at running back. Like he's going to get all the work here. The Raiders are going to play hard to try to win. And he's going against the Broncos. Against the Broncos. I think you got to go Zamir White at running back. Who do the Jets play?
Patriots.
Oh, man.
On the road.
Yeah.
Is Simeon? I guess Simeon's still the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll still be Simeon. I mean, who knows? Zach Wilson clear concussion protocol. Let's play him now. Like, who knows the Jets? The Jets have made so many weird decisions this year. So many weird decisions. Did you see they named the players voted that Aaron Rodgers was the most inspirational teammate? What? That's got to be. There's no way the players voted for that, right? Like, Robert Saleh just made that up. There's no way the players voted Aaron Rodgers. He didn't even play. Anyways, the Jets were just a disaster this year on every level. But anyways, I'm not here to pick up the Jets because the Commanders were a disaster too. Zamir White at running back for sure. I'm going to go Goddard for sure at tight end. I like Goddard.
Goddard is easy. I mean, that's easy.
Goddard is even easier.
The question is, DeMarcus Robinson, does he benefit from Kupp and maybe Puka not playing?
I mean, maybe, but then he also has to play with Carson Wentz. I might just go Darius Slayton. He's had 2 big games with Tyrod Taylor, and now he gets the Eagles, who he just went like 396 on a touchdown against. I think he's got the upside. We know he's going to play the whole game. We know Tyrod Taylor not scared to air it out. I might go Slayton at wide receiver.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor, at least we know he can throw deep. And he's been pretty solid. This Eagles defense has been basically the worst in the league over the past month. Go Slayton. Goddard's an easy one. And then the running back is where it gets tough. Like, Elijah Mitchell could have a big game. Yeah, but maybe it's Jordan Mason. Zeke it's fine. I still like Zamir White. I know he didn't score last week, but he had 2 goal line carries, just couldn't convert. I blame the offensive line. So it's Zamir White, Darius Slayton, and Dallas Goedert. Here you go.
Good luck.
You do have some good choices, at least, for week 18. Caden Chow is up 21. Very nice. Now, let me ask you this before we even look at the options here, because both these players are going in these 2-week contests. Do you change your mindset because, I'm up or I'm down, I need upside and fall? Are you still going to go basically like who I think the best player is?
Yeah, I was going to go who I think the best player is. I mean, look, all it takes is for your opponent to have, CeeDee Lamb last week, and that 21-point lead is gone. It's gone. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm still going best. I'm not just going like sure, if you have somebody like Shaheed, who could do completely nothing, then maybe I pick somebody else in this case. But, I'm probably going to go who I think is best. So let's take a look here.
Okay. Eckler, Zamir, Lockett, Sutton, Jawan, Eli Mitchell, Javonte, Shaheed, and Everett. We need 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and a flex. So we're going to start a lot of these guys. Also on the waivers, Watson, no thanks. JSN, Wandale, and Palmer. I don't think so.
All right, I think I'm going Zamir and Eckler at running back. Maybe Mitchell. Can I put Mitchell?
Yeah, I'd feel better. Even a half of Mitchell, I think, would be better than Eckler this week.
All right, let's go Zamir and Mitchell. I'm okay with that, I guess. Lockett, and I guess here I'll go Sutton. Hope Stidham. Look, Devontae Adams had some nice games with Stidham last year. Why can't Sutton?
True.
I mean, Shaheed, okay, sure. Maybe Shaheed catches a long touchdown, or maybe he does absolutely nothing. And I don't want that in my lineup. So I'll go Lockett and Sutton at wide receiver.
Yeah. Tight end, it's either, I guess, Juwan Johnson or Everett.
I'm going to go Juwan Johnson. I like Everett again this week, but Everett's one of these guys, sometimes he comes through and sometimes he just completely busts. I like Juwan Johnson in a must-win against Falcons, not a good defense against tight ends. And then, okay, we didn't play Eckler, but I think I'll flex Eckler.
There you go. There you go. That makes that decision. Yeah, I agree. Everett should have smashed last week, but he had what we call a lot of empty targets, like 2-yard outs and
I know.
Not doing anything. Offense is not scoring touchdowns. Shaheed, I don't think you need to risk it. So there you go. I think we're in the lock here. Eckler, Zamir, Lockett, Sutton, Juwan, Mitchell. I think those are the guys you're playing.
Yep.
All right, Caden. Good luck.
Good luck.
And he's saying lineup is rough. Look, again, for week 18, Elijah Mitchell might be a great choice. Lockett should be a good choice. I mean, could be worse. Zamir should be a great choice. But saying thanks, we carried your team. All right, appreciate it.
I don't know if we did. I'm sure you probably had CMC.
Yeah. All right, Flagrant Productions in the chip. Here we go. Start. Oh, wow. All right, Collins or Evans?
Oh, man. Oh, and then week 18, I got to get the Laporta McBride question again in week 18.
You thought you were done with it.
Okay, well, this week I'm going to easily say McBride. Last week I said Laporta because I liked his upside. But this week I'm going to say McBride pretty easily because, again, maybe Dan Campbell and the Lions do play their starters the whole game, even though they shouldn't. But maybe they don't. Maybe he only plays them a half, right? Maybe second half the starters don't go out there, and then you're like, oh, man, what am I doing? So I'm going to go McBride here because I know McBride is going to play the whole game. So I'm going to go McBride easily over Laporta. Collins and Evans is close this week.
I know. I just said Nico is like, you have to play him, but Evans is also you have to play him, and that Tampa has to win. Houston has to win. It's like,
yeah, I think I still got to give Evans the edge. I just think he has more touchdown upside than Nico. We've seen him have many, many, many huge games this year. The Bucs have to win. Bucs are winning in, right? Bucs win, they're in. No, they don't have to worry about anything else. They win, they're in. So,
Texans
yeah,
too.
I'm going Evans. Going Evans. Evans and McBride.
Yeah, Texans too. And I just saying, Noah Brown is out. It's like the difference here is not even the defensive matchup because Indy is, not a great defense, but they're okay and they're at home. Panthers, again, the terrible team, but they're terrible. Both Indy and Carolina are terrible run defenses.
Yes.
But they're not terrible pass defenses. They're okay. And these are both road games for the teams that we're looking at. The difference is I can see, even though Nico is the number one guy and has a lot of other receivers hurt, I can still see Baker Mayfield throwing to Mike Evans 20 times.
Yep.
Like legit 20 times. At least Houston will have a balanced offense. And I think Nico's a great, great pick. But you're right. I don't think I could bench Evans.
Well, let me ask you this, because he says later on, he says at the end, he has Amon-Ra, Gibbs, White, and Connor. Would you consider starting Collins over Amon-Ra in case the Lions don't play their starters all game?
Because the Lions, I mean,
this is what makes Week 18. This right here is what makes Week 18 so tough. Because obviously it's like Amon-Ra over those guys, no brainer. But how much will the Lions play their starters? Is Dan Campbell really going to play him the whole game? Is he gonna treat this like a regular game? Is he gonna rest him at the half? We don't know. We have no idea.
Well, he says Gibbs, White, and Connor. So am I assuming that there's two running backs and then he's flexing one of them?
Maybe.
You know what I might do is I might say Gibbs. Because I feel like he's the one I feel less good about. I feel better about Amon-Ra putting up something than Gibbs. I definitely want to start both Collins and Evans.
Yeah, you definitely want to start White and Connor this week.
Yeah, so if it was me, I would sit Gibbs, put White and Connor at running back, and I would put Collins and Evans both as in the lineup.
I'm okay with that. All
right, well, that makes me feel better. And then, I think this week you got to go McBride. So that way you just reduce your exposure to Lions. Because, again, Lions, they're playing for the number 2 seed, but they don't have to. I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather have Collins and Evans in there. So let's.
Well, they need the Eagles and the Cowboys to both lose, which it could happen, but they're playing the Commanders and the Giants. It's like expecting both those teams to win this week is probably a bit much, but technically, if the Lions win and those teams lose, they do get the number 2 seed, so they may play their starters the whole game. But I want Collins and Evans, so I agree. Maybe just bench Gibbs, assuming Connor's your flex. White and Connor at running back.
Right.
Evans, Amon-Ra, wide receiver. Flex Collins, or I guess you'll flex Evans or Amon-Ra. Don't put Collins in your flex. He plays today. And then McBride.
Yeah, put Collins plays today. Put Collins in at your receiver spot, and then put Evans into your other receiver spot, and then Amon-Ra. I guess would be third in line here. Also, remember Gibbs last week. We're like, you have to start Gibbs. Gibbs didn't do anything last week. He was terrible. So it's not like it's a smash, sure thing. You have to start Gibbs. Right. And then Mayfield or Geno.
I didn't see that one. I think I'm gonna go Geno at home against Cardinals.
There's one thing I'm not doing. It's trusting my playoff life with Mayfield. I'll put Evans in there. I'm not doing Mayfield. It's Geno. Gino, they need to win too. Maggie with a great question. Are we going to continue to have regular live streams after this week because the season will be over? And when? Good question.
I mean, not like we did during the season where we were going like every day.
Right.
So I don't know if they'll be regularly scheduled. I do know when Underdog starts their best ball drafts, we'll be streaming that. We'll also be starting some mock drafts as well. So we'll still be streaming, but it probably won't be as regularly as it was during the season.
Yeah, it's what we did last year, and we went. I feel like it was 3 to 4 times a week. We were doing live mock drafts. Now that was maybe not in January, February, but we were drafting every week once the season ended. That was more after February, I guess. So we'll be doing at the very least 1 or 2 live streams every week, and then the closer we get to the season, the more they'll come out. So hard to say day and time right now, but here's the easy thing to do is if you put a little notification bell, then that'll, as soon as we go live, it'll tell you. So yeah, off season. It's the worst part about the off season. So we don't get to do it every week, every day.
Yeah.
Also, the Jerry Holland saying he enjoyed watching the draft. We will be doing drafts, and this time it'll be for big money, Best Ball Mania 5, right? It's gonna be number 5.
Yes, Best Ball Mania 5. That's right.
There you go. We'll be doing that, and then the pups, and then all the other ones. Yeah, catching up on these old comments, talking about when people like, yeah, I know you shouldn't play week 18. Roscoe saying some of us have to play public leagues because we win the work league 3 straight years and people quit playing with us.
All right. I mean, look, obviously some people, you got to do it. You got to do it. You might as well make the best of it, make the best decision you can, and hope for the best.
Well, you know what, Roscoe? Next year, join an endgame league.
That's right.
Can be in leagues with us. We had 6. I mean, not including Dynasty. We had just 6 redraft leagues, right? We'll probably do even more next year, I would imagine.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how many redraft leagues we want to be in.
Right. So there you go. Yeah, you need to get some competition. Let's draft with some of our endgame viewers. And then Jim saying not your fault. ESPN league. See that? I guess that's a default. Which again, this just goes to why play on ESPN leagues at all.
Right.
Shelly, am I crazy to play Zamir of Gibbs? Not at all. We just talked about this.
I would do it. At least you know Zamir's playing the whole game. He's got a great matchup against the Broncos. I would do it.
Definitely would do this. It's crazy. I think it would be crazy not to play Zamir over Gibbs. Amy with a sticker. Yes, this week is definitely not going to be easy. All right. Gino, Tyrod Taylor.
I'm playing Gino at home against the Cardinals.
I am too. Gino should be fine. They got to win. Good matchup. Yeah, I like Tyrod Taylor. Not a bad choice this week, but I'm going Gino. Okay, 2 running backs: Barkley, Gibbs, Monty, Rashawn Johnson. Is that
Dalvin Cook? Dalvin Cook. I don't think Dalvin Cook's playing today.
No.
I guess Barkley and Gibbs. I mean, if somehow Khalil Herbert and Deontay Foreman are out, what is Deontay Foreman playing? When's the last time he played?
I don't know
if somehow Herbert and Foreman are out, maybe I would play Rashawn Johnson because he's going to get all the touches. Because who else do they even have? But I think right now I'm going Barkley Gibbs.
Yeah, if I'm going to pick a Lion running back, it would be Gibbs over Monty because I feel like Monty would be more likely to rest. So Barkley and I guess Gibbs. Need a receiver here. Ooh, Collins, Reed, Slayton.
Collins and Reed. Definitely for me, Collins.
Well, I think he needs she needs 1.
Yeah, she needs 1, and then she said she needs a flex.
Sorry, and a flex. Yeah, Collins and then Reed if he plays.
If for some reason Reed doesn't play, I guess maybe I would flex Monty. Maybe Slayton. You want to shoot for the upside?
Well, yeah, if Reed doesn't play. Yeah, I definitely want to play Collins there. All right, Amy, good luck. Birdman saying what is up? The return of the Birdman. Hoping all is blessed. It is.
Yes, you too.
All
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
All good. All right. Wider Gibbs, Rogers Green. We already answered that. It is White.
Yes.
How about this? Chase Survivor Lover. Do you just have to play George Pickens after the last 2 weeks?
I mean, I guess I'm very worried. Like it looks like it's going to be raining the whole game, windy. But how do you sit George Pickens in Week 18? I think you got to play him.
The connection is real. It is legit and real, which just makes me wonder what could have been for George Pickens if Mason Rudolph was the quarterback all year. Makes me wonder how that's a real question. Dustin Poole got Singletary and JT at running back. Need to flex Najee or Warren. Okay.
No, I don't think I want to play both. I don't think I want to play both Steelers. I'm not worried about Zach Moss getting for JT. And Singletary, again, it's a must win, and the Colts are not good against running backs. I think we could see a big Singletary week this week.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go Najee over Jalen Warren. Remember there was that random week where Mike Tomlin let Jalen Warren go out for with the starters for warmups, and everybody was like, "He's the starter! He's the starter!" He was never the starter, and he's not even close to the starter now. I mean, look, Jalen Warren is still involved, and I still like Jalen Warren, but it's still Najee's backfield. So give me Najee.
Yeah, one thing we've seen with a switch offensive coordinator, it's been more Najee, especially lately. The last couple of weeks, it's clearly been Najee's the lead back. So yeah, go Najee here. And yeah, I agree. Singletary, this actually could be a big Singletary week. What's up, Vinny? All right, one of his leagues is a keeper. Right. Can only keep 2. Love keeper questions. Here's my top 2. Wilson, Puka, Devontae, Bijan, Ramondre. He's saying that those are last year's keepers. Can only keep 2.
Well, you don't keep Ramondre. I think you got to keep Puka. I think you got to keep Puka and Bijan. I mean, look, this could change. If they bring Arthur Smith back, I might say Garrett Wilson with a hopefully healthy Aaron Rodgers. But right now, I think it's got to be Puka and Bijan. These guys could both be first round picks this year in fantasy, or at least second round picks.
Yeah, I mean, besides Ramondre, who not a bad choice, but clearly, compared to these guys, clearly last. Yeah, you're gonna have a tough decision here. I can put Devontae, who was a good choice last year to keep. I can put him behind those other 3. The question here for me is, do I go both receivers, Wilson, Puka, or do I keep Bijan? My question also to you, Vinny, is when do you have to choose? Because right now is what makes it tough. I can't imagine you have to choose yet. But I just saw today, I think they said Arthur Blank is torn about whether to keep Arthur Smith as coach. Let me help you out, Art. Let me make it easier for you. But
let's hope the Saints just destroy them this week.
Yes.
30-3, just a beat down, and then maybe his decision will be easier.
I'm hoping it's like the Raiders Chargers, where it's they have no choice. It's so humiliating. It's 63 to nothing.
That's what we need. We need the players just to quit.
Yes.
The players quit on quit on Arthur Smith this week? Probably not. That'd be nice.
It's so hard not to have that stud running back, you know what I mean? Because there's so few. Man, I really want Wilson. That's what makes it tough.
Yep.
I think Wilson could be such a stud.
Yes, it's between those 3, but let's see what happens with Arthur Smith.
Yeah, if I had to pick right now, I think I would probably pick Bijan and Wilson, which I know is hard not to pick Puka, but I really think Wilson's going to be better than Puka next year. So it's going to be 2 of those 3. But let's see. I guess if Arthur Smith is back, that makes it easier. Just go with both receivers.
Yeah, don't even risk it.
All right,
put Bijan into the player pool.
Is this a tough call or no? James Mateo, Stroud or Hurts?
No, I'm going Hurts. I don't think the Eagles are resting anybody again. If they win and the Cowboys lose, they get the 2 seed. But more importantly, I think they need to show something. They need to put together a good game on both sides of the ball. I'm going Jalen Hurts here.
Yeah, agree. I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts. And then Sarp, what's up, Sarp? Arden. Season was an absolute W, won the chip. Made some good trades. I am a fantasy mastermind. You just
Nice.
helped. All right.
Nice.
You won the money. You did the trades. You get the credit.
Yep.
I mean, we probably helped answer some questions, but again, you guys get the credit because you're the ones who have to do it. All right. Let's get to Doug Fenton here. Oh boy, had to drop CMC and Devontae Smith. Dropped Puka. Well, I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Set the line. Okay, Fields or Stroud?
I'm going Fields. I like that rushing upside. I like the fact that the Bears are playing well on both sides of the ball, and I like the fact that the Bears have a chance to go into Lambeau and eliminate the Packers, knock them out of the playoffs. And I think the Bears want to do that. So I think we're going to see the Bears play really hard. I like that rushing upside for Fields. Look, Stroud on the road, missing everybody but Nico. I can't say I don't hate Stroud this week, but I can't say I love Stroud. So I'm going to go Fields.
Well, I'll say if there's a player on a team that has nothing to play for because they have no chance of making the playoffs, that has something to prove, it's Justin Fields, because they could very easily replace him with any quarterback they want in this coming draft. And so either to prove that he should be the Bears quarterback or to prove to some other team who trades for him that he should be their quarterback. Yeah, he is going to be motivated. I like Fields this week, so I'm going to go Fields too. Aaron Jones, I'll just say I love Aaron Jones this week. Dylan is out. They have to win. I'm picking Aaron Jones. So here's the tough part. Mason or Mitchell, Javonte Williams, Pierre Strong make an appearance. Is he a sneaky start or is that too deep?
I mean, I guess. I don't know if I want to do it, though.
No. You just go with a Niner.
Yeah, I think I'm just going Mitchell. He's the guy I expect to get the start. So I'm going to go Aaron Jones and Mitchell.
Yep, that's what I would do. Then Lamb, you pretty much have to play Lamb. Slayton, Dortch, Atwell. Sneaky starter. Too deep. No.
I mean, again, if it was Matthew Stafford, sure, it's Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Kirk, too risky. Woods. Is it Slayton? Lamb Slayton?
Yeah, I think it's Lamb Slayton for me.
Ingram or Taysom?
Ingram.
Yes, go Ingram. So now, who do you flex? PPR. Could go a guy like Dortch. You could roll the dice with Taysom.
No, I might go. I might go Dortch. He wasn't bad last week, right? He did a little something.
No, he was good. Or we could go both Niners running backs. You could flex out Mason. Was that too is it you're limiting your ceiling kind of?
Yeah, I think I would go Dortch. This is PPR, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's had 12 and 15 the last two games in PPR. It's the Seahawks. That doesn't scare me. I'm going to go Dortch.
Yeah, they seem to enjoy playing spoiler. Yeah, I think Dortch is probably the better pick here because it is full PPR. All right, there we go. So, Doug, we're going Fields, Aaron Jones and Eli Mitchell, Lamb, Slayton, Dortch, Ingram. Good luck.
Good luck.
That's tough dropping CMC. But I'll tell you what. You had CMC. You did the smart thing. You got both Eli Mitchell and Jordan Mason. So props for that. All right. Here's the best. It's not just a Week 18 question. It's a Week 18 defense question. All right. So Amy needs help. Steelers, Patriots, Tampa, Bengals, Bucks, Saints, Texans. Steelers going against the Ravens backups. Is that tempting?
That's definitely tempting. In probably bad weather. They might be my number one. Tampa, I think, might be my number two going against Carolina. And then Saints might be my number three going against Arthur Smith. But I think I got to go with Steelers today. I mean, who's even playing? Tyler Huntley, Rashad Bateman, maybe some Isaiah Likely. How much Isaiah Likely are we even going to see? I think I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, and Huntley's been good in spots, right? I don't think he's like a turnover machine. The Patriots are interesting because they play the Jets, who first, second, third string, it really doesn't matter, right? Their first string is but
maybe Patriots. Any defense against the Jets is good. Maybe Patriots. Maybe Patriots.
Yeah. It's Patriots. Let's see. Tampa. Nah. Who did the Bengals play? I don't remember the Bengals. Oh, well, they play the Browns backups.
Yeah, which isn't bad. But I think I'm going to go Patriots against the Jets.
Yeah, I think so. I think Patriots because they get the Jets. All right. Now, here's the truly the ultimate Week 18 question from Drudo. Johnny Munt or Travis Kelce?
I'm playing Johnny Munt. Travis Kelce needs 16 yards to get to 1,000, and once he gets there, I don't think we're going to see Travis Kelce anymore. So unless you think it's going to take 5 catches for him to get 16 yards, which even then, what is that, 6? Okay, if you think it's going to take 10 catches for him to get 16 yards so we can get you 11 PPR points, I'm going to go with Johnny Munt. Johnny Munt over Kelce, Week 18, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. It's got to be not Kelce. Kelce, like you said, he doesn't have much to play for. And oh, by the way, Mahomes isn't playing. So Travis Kelce, even in these games where they kind of had to win, hasn't had a good fantasy game in like a month. So now without Mahomes out there and nothing to play for, he's not going to randomly have a big game. So it's Johnny Munt. Yep, this is why you don't play Week 18. Had to drop 6 out of his 7 picks because of this.
Oh man,
drop CMC, drop Puka, drop all these guys. Yep. All right, Beast and Bryce. Last week of championship, need a decision. Raheem Mostert, who's questionable. Achane, Swift, or Cook. I'm hoping that's James Cook.
Yeah, please be James Cook. Think I'm going to go Achane. Bill's not a good run defense. Dolphins, they don't have to win. But if they lose, they could fall all the way down to the number 7 seed. They want to win the AFC East. I think they're going to be trying to win. Raheem Mostert, not on the good side of questionable. I wonder even if he plays, how much we're going to see of him. I'm going to go with Achane here.
Yeah, it was kind of a shock last week where Mostert was ruled out. Thought that he would give it a go because he's always on the injury report, but he's played all season. And so Achane turned out to be a really strong start. I think Achane's an even better start this week because they know going in Mostert's probably going to be out. I mean, they know that he's going to be out. We probably think he's out. But yeah, right. Achane's the pick here. All right, Juice, what's up? I feel like this is just a way to ask about Taysom Hill. Taysom, McBride, or Juwan Johnson?
Nah, I got McBride. McBride's a tight end you can actually feel good about this week. He's been good. He's going to play the whole game. The Cardinals are going to play hard. Give me McBride.
Yeah, it's McBride. And then what about Murray or Mullins?
For all the same reasons I just said, Murray. Cardinals are going to play hard. Murray runs. I mean, like the Vikings will probably play hard too, but it's Nick Mullins. Give me Murray.
Yeah, and here we go. This followed up with this Taysom T. Well, then why are you asking? If he's tied in one, you got to play him.
I think he's called it every week.
Yeah. All right. And then I think that answers Colton's question. Colton McDonald, Juwan Johnson, or McBride?
McBride. McBride, one of the few tight ends. Like McBride, Goddard, I don't know, probably somebody else that I'm not thinking of. Like where it's like, okay, he's in my lineup, no questions asked, and I actually feel good about it this week.
Yeah, it's got to be McBride here. All right, what about Maori? 46-point lead.
All right, that's good.
2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a tight end, and a flex. Zamir, Aaron Jones, Zeke, Derrick Henry. Very interesting Week 18 option. Najee, Ty Chandler. CeeDee, Godwin, McLaurin, Ingram, or McBride.
All right, McBride at tight end is easy. I guess CeeDee and Godwin. Wide receiver? Do you really? I don't want to play Terry McLaurin against Cowboys.
Nah, go CeeDee and Godwin. Godwin should.
I'm probably going to flex a running back here. I'm going to play Zamir. I feel really good about Zamir. I feel really good about Aaron Jones. Is it PPR? It doesn't say. If it's full PPR, I'm actually going to play Zeke. I'm going to take those 7, 8, 9 chintzy little dump offs. I'm going to take them. I mean, what Derrick Henry? I mean, maybe last game with the Titans, maybe he's motivated, but really, who the Titans play this week?
Jaguars.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Jaguars haven't been bad against the run. Derrick Henry's been terrible. Yeah, I'm going Zamir, Aaron Jones, and Zeke. at the flex, CD and Godwin at wide receiver, McBride at tight end.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather flex a running back. Actually, if it's PPR or not PPR, just go Zeke and take what you get there. So there it is. Those first 3 running backs, CD, Godwin, and McBride. All right, good luck. MC, Laporta, Juwan Johnson, or Freiermuth.
Oh, man. I think here I still got to go Laporta. Yeah, I think I still got to go Laporta and hope they play the starters all or most of the game. I mean, I like Juwan Johnson if it's like, oh, I had Travis Kelce and now I need a tight end in week 18 or something like that. But I don't think I could start him over Laporta. Unless we hear something tomorrow or tonight, overnight, where it sounds like Dan Campbell isn't going to play the starters the full game, then sure, put Juwan Johnson in. But otherwise, I'm going Laporta.
Yeah, I don't think Freiermuth can be an option. With Rudolph, he's barely looking his way. And like you said, weather could be an issue there. So I guess just go Laporta. All right. Another tight end question here. Amy, also Laporta. T. Connor? Who's T. Connor?
I don't know. Must be some. Is it a Chiefs? No, it's not a Chiefs tight. It must be some tight end for some team who's resting all their starters. I don't even know, to be honest. I really don't.
Okay, well, Laporta, Pitts, Thomas, or Munt?
Let me see if I can even find Tanner Connor for the Dolphins.
Tanner Connor?
That's the only guy I can find.
That's okay. So no, no to him. Who do you like here? We can't put Pitts out there in championship week.
Yeah, again, I think when you're looking at these type of guys, just play Laporta. Again, unless we hear something like Dan Campbell says, yeah, starters are probably only going to play a half, or like, yeah, you know, like if Dan Campbell says something like, yeah, we want to win the game, but at the same time, we want to be smart with the players. You know, if you start hearing stuff like that from him, which I haven't heard this week, then maybe pivot to Munt or Pitts. But I would rather just play Laporta over these guys.
Right. Yeah, Munt is a fine flyer if you have like Kelce or, you know, one of those guys who's sitting, but I'll still go Laporta, assuming he plays. I guess Munt would probably be my second choice.
Probably crazy.
Julio stopping in. No, you know, really not that late. I guess he means he didn't stop in last week because he's saying that he is the champion. Awesome. Nice. It's always good. That's why we say tell everybody about us except for your league mates.
Right.
All right. Yes. Everything good. Best wishes. Happy New Year. And congrats.
You too. Thank you, Julio. Thank you.
Samuel Walker with a question. Start 2. Pittman, AJB, Nico.
Oh, man. Normally, I think this week, I think AJ Brown is a must this week without Devonta Smith.
Yeah. I think
I could see AJ Brown just going off this week.
So same game, Nico, Pittman. Who are you going with? I know which way I'm leaning. It's the guy who has the better quarterback.
Yeah, probably go Nico. Texans aren't like a terrible pass defense, so yeah, AJ Brown and Nico, but man, it's tough to have Pittman on the bench.
I know. Yeah, I think you got to start AJ Brown. AJ Brown, Nico. Okay, now running back. Wow, I think this one's easier.
This one's easy. Don't start Kamara, even if he somehow plays. He hasn't practiced all week. Injured ankle. Hasn't even when was the last time? For real? When was the last Alvin Kamara's last good game? He got you 16 in week 15. Like in 13, 8, 6. Yeah, he looked like he wore down the stretch here. So yeah, don't even risk it with Kamara and that ankle. Just go Saquon and HM.
Yeah. Agree. I would pick, even if he was 100%, I would still pick Achane and Saquon. Achane, a great start this week, and Saquon, you never know, but a Philly defense is a good spot for him. And then Everett or Johnson.
I think I'm still going Juwan. He scored in 3 straight games. He's actually been involved lately, and Carr's been playing well, and it's a must-win, and they're at home. I like Everett, but you never know when Everett's just going to disappear. Like you said last week, get all these empty. I know it seemed like I kept seeing Everett catch these like 3-yard passes. Like it's like what are they doing? Just give me Johnson. I feel like he has more upside.
Definitely more touchdown upside. And we'll say this, with Kamara potentially out or just not being that good, New Orleans has to win. They're probably going to pass it a lot. So this will help Johnson. And Josh Palmer is back for the Chargers. True. But also Easton Stick is still there.
Yes.
All right. So there you go. We're going AJB, Nico, Saquon, Achane, and Johnson. All right. It's a close one. Good luck, Samuel. We're pulling for you. And then definitely going to pull for Shay Patrice, the only female in the league, and she's in the championship, but unfortunately it's week 18. So he needs to sit Pacheco. Yep. Herbert and Singletary available.
I'm going Singletary against the Colts on a team that's fighting, trying to win. I know Singletary is going to get most of the run in a great matchup. Give me Singletary.
Yeah, we talked about this a little earlier. Singletary could have a big game in a great spot. And again, for them, obviously Tank Dell has been out, but also Noah Brown is out. Limited options in the receiving core there. So they're probably going to depend on the run game a little bit more. Colts, terrible run defense for the most part. So, yeah, it's Singletary. And then Herbert, I know he was good, but again, what was the issue? It was like a personal thing or?
Yeah, back, personal, didn't practice on Friday. I don't know. I think Herbert's okay. It's the Packers. It's a good matchup for him, but I just feel better about Singletary. And look, Singletary plays today, so don't even risk it. Just put Singletary in today. He should be great.
Yeah, exactly. Just saying, Singletary in a good spot, and Herbert has some unknowns there, so go Singletary for sure. Thank you, and good luck. All right, Hugo. Full PPR, quarterback 2, 2, and 2, and a kicker and a defense. Are you going Tyrod Taylor or Trevor Lawrence?
I did see that Trevor Lawrence is making the flight. What are the Jaguars even playing for this week?
That's a good question. I feel like they're kind of stuck in the middle, like they're going to be in the playoffs, but they're not going to get a top seed. I don't know.
What are they? Let me see. Where's my trustee? Here we go. This doesn't say what they're playing. Let's see the Jaguars playoff scenarios.
Well, actually, I didn't realize they're tied. Man, they lost so many. They're down tied with the Colts and the Texans.
Yeah, they might need.
They have to win, don't they?
Yeah, they can clinch the division and the number 4 seed with a win. And if they lose to the Titans, then one of Houston or Colts, of course, will win the AFC South. And then it'll be between them and Pittsburgh. So if Pittsburgh wins today, then it is like basically a must-win for the Jaguars. And you got to think the Steelers are going to win today against the backups, but you never know. Man, Trevor Lawrence, Tyrod Taylor. Oh, boy. Who the Jags play again?
You get Tennessee.
It's a pretty good matchup. I might go Trevor Lawrence. I hate it.
I know. I would hate it too. I honestly think I'm not going to take the risk. Look, I'm not going to call, although I should just call, right? Why not go out there on a limb? I'm going to call an upset. I think the Jags let down against the Titans. I really do. I'm just going to go Taylor. Look, Taylor's been pretty good the last couple of weeks against this Eagles defense, which has been horrible for the past 5 games in a row. So I'm going to eliminate the risk here. I'm just going to go Taylor. Because what has Lawrence really done even when he was healthy? He wasn't doing that much. All right, well, we need 2 running backs. We got Rachaad White, Singletary, Brian Robinson, Breece Hall, and Kamara, and they're strong again.
Yeah, I think with these running backs, you don't have to consider guys like Pierre Strong, Brian Robinson. I'm going to go Rachaad White, Brees Hall. I do like Singletary, but I think when you have these options, I'm just going to go Rachaad White, Brees Hall. I know it's not a good spot for Brees Hall, but it wasn't a good spot for him last week. And look, legit, Trevor Siemian doesn't even try to throw the ball to wide receivers. He snaps the ball, and he just looks for his running back. And if the running back's not open, he looks for the tight end. And if that guy's not open, he gets sacked. That's what Trevor Siemian snaps it, running back, tight end, on my back. That's Trevor Siemian. That's all he does. So give me those chintzy, 10 catches for Brees Hall. It's like 10 free PPR points. Like, here you go. Here's your 10 free PPR points. And Rachaad White going against Panthers, I think, is a must this week.
Oh yeah, White. There's just he might honestly be the RB1 this week.
Right, he might.
And actually, on Underdog, I don't know if you noticed that when we did our draft yesterday for Week 18, he was the number one listed running back. I think in terms of ADP, he was number one. Rachaad White's number one. Yeah. Any question, any concern? I should say, Brees Hall, the Jets, nothing to play for. Maybe they just cut, Dalvin Cook. Like, you know what? We'll play Brees Hall a little bit, and then we'll see what Izzy can do. Are you worried about that, or you think we'll see full Brees Hall?
Yeah, I think we'll see full Brees Hall. I mean, we might see some Izzy, but I think we'll see full Brees Hall. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, for me, it's between Hall and Singletary. I mean, we think Hall is the better pick, but that would be the only concern. We haven't heard that the Jets are going to do anything like that. So let's go White and Hall. And a receiver, we got Ayuk. Is Ayuk playing?
He's playing, but I mean, how much is he really going to play? And it's Sam Darnold. You can't start Ayuk. There's a risk that this guy plays one series and then doesn't play the rest of the game. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know it sucks to bench Ayuk, but I don't think you can play Ayuk. Way too risky.
And it is Sam Darnold, too, as you said. McLaurin, Olave, Garrett Wilson.
I think I'm just going to go Olave. I mean, I think Olave is a must here. Again, they're in a must-win game at home. I think you got to start Olave. It's between Garrett Wilson and McLaurin for me. And I wish Jacoby Brissett was playing. I would just say McLaurin, but I mean, I know I just got done saying Trevor Siemian doesn't even look for his wide receivers. Even Trevor Siemian, down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, wasn't even looking down the field. It's just like, where's Brees? Where's Brees? Where's my tight end? Where's Brees? Where's my tight end? Like, that's all he can do. That's literally all Trevor Siemian can do. It's put Tim Boyle back in. He was probably better than Trevor Siemian, honestly.
Said no one ever.
What a mess. What a mess the Jets this year. You know what? I don't even feel bad for the Jets. They got humbled this year, right? They were talking all sorts of like, we're the Super Bowl champs. We're the best because we got Aaron Rodgers. They got some serious. I hope they're a little more humble this year. But anyways, I've been railing on the Jets. I don't know why. Why am I railing on the Jets so much today? I don't even dislike the Jets. I don't even know why.
But you should. You should.
I think it was me. I'm going Olave and Garrett Wilson still. McLaurin with Sam Howell against the Cowboys. Oh man, just give me Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Well, here's the bad news is we have to pick 2 flex. So I will say that we're going
definitely flex. Singletary is definitely going to be a flex.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I definitely want to flex Singletary. So we got White Hall, Singletary, Olave, Wilson, McLaurin. I don't know. Only other choice is maybe B-Rob.
Man. It's full PPR. Maybe Brian Robinson over McLaurin. That one's close.
Yeah, I definitely don't want 2 commanders in the lineup. If I pick one, maybe Robinson.
Maybe.
All right. Sorry, I don't know if I cut you off.
No, I was going to say he could score. Yeah, go Brian Robinson, I guess.
Okay, and then we got Bengals or Bucks?
Who did we say the Bengals are playing? The Browns?
Bengals play the Browns backups, and then the Bucks.
Who's even starting for the Browns this week?
Not Joe Flacco. Let's see. DTR? Is it DTR?
I don't think so. I thought it was somebody else. Jeff Driscoll.
Oh, that's
Jeff
right.
Driscoll.
Yeah, Jeff Driscoll. Okay, start the Bengals. Yeah.
Yeah, just start the Bengals. Start the Bengals against Jeff Driscoll.
When did they get Jeff Driscoll? I don't remember that
I don't
happening.
know, but he's their fifth starting quarterback.
Okay, and then which kicker? Myers is for Seattle, right? And they play Arizona. Yeah, I go Myers.
Ah.
Let's see. Ta-ta-ta. Dougie P. Love the channel. Just wants a shout out here. Say today is my wife and wait, what?
Wait, what? Dougie P. Dougie P, what's going on over there? Your wife and her boyfriend.
All right, well, shout out. Congrats.
All right. Happy anniversary, Dougie P's wife and not Dougie P, I guess. All right. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you.
Whatever works. There you go. Elevators and more. That's a good question. What is my question is what's the more? Like what goes with elevators?
Yeah, I don't
know. Pollard or Gibbs?
I'm going Pollard. He gets the Commanders. It's a great matchup. I'm still nervous about this Lions. What are they going to do? How much are they going to use these guys? Just give me Pollard against Commanders.
Yeah, Lions are a little bit questionable here. Pollard, they still have something to play for, so go Pollard here. What is up, Boomer? Good afternoon.
What's up, Boomer? Where you been? You missed the draft.
Been doing the underdog drafts. What's up with that? Like after you won, that's it. Like mic drop. I'm done.
So you guys aren't good enough for me.
Anthony Romsberg needs 2 receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. Pollard, Mason, Zamir, and Connor. And then the receiver got Evans, DK, Puka. And a tight end, you got Juwan, Kincaid, Waller, and then defense.
All right. Running back, I'm going Zamir and Connor. Wide receiver, I'm going Evans and DK. Can't play Puka. Not going to play enough. Tight end, I'm going Juwan Johnson. I think I'm flexing Pollard. Yeah, I'm flexing Pollard. And then give me the Cowboys defense against Sam Howell.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Got to go Cowboys defense. The only one that's really tough here is tight end for me. Yeah, Evans and DK it has to be because Puka you can't trust.
No.
I was out on Kincaid. It almost cost me a championship. I dropped Kincaid in that league where I actually traded for him, and I was like, okay, Komet's playing. Let me play Komet. Komet got 0 points, but
right.
Kincaid actually did something. He actually caught several passes. I wonder. I mean, do you think, and this is pretty much a must-ish win for Buffalo, you feel good enough about Kincaid, or you still just think that last week was more fluky?
I don't know. I mean, he had 4 catches for 87 yards, but man, Dolphins kind of middle of the pack against tight end 14th. This is what I mean. The Falcons giving up the 9th most points to tight ends. They've been kind of a tight end funnel. Juwan Johnson's been good. He scored. I think I'm just chasing the upside of Juwan Johnson, personally.
Yeah, that's true. Falcons are kind of one of those tight end funnel defenses. All right. I guess I feel like Kincaid gets you more of a floor, but again, we're not going for floor in the championship. So,
right.
All right. Johnson it is. All right. Good luck, Anthony. This is definitely not John.
All right.
What's up? Not John. Huge thanks. Got to the championship, but failed to realize it was a 2-leg. All right. Well, it's not over, right?
Right. That's the good news. It's not over.
All right. Well, if you got a question, let's see how we can help you win. I don't know if you got a question, but you can still do it, right? It just takes one guy going off. One guy. OJ has a question about NBA. Do we do NBA fantasy?
No, I've never really. I did it for a while on FanDuel back in the day when I actually was pretty good at it. but I don't even really follow the NBA that closely anymore to even know. Like a lot of times I hear these players and I'm like, I don't even know who that is. So no.
Well, the good news is football keeps us busy enough. It's like don't really have time to keep up. That's it, right? Ever since we started the channel, it's like NBA is just taking a big backseat.
Yeah.
I used to do NBA fantasy just kind of casually. Yeah, I would have like one league a year basically. And I had one that was for fun. Then for a couple of years, I did one because when I was with Rotoballer, I did the Rotoballer League, and so I was in there. And there was 2 years, I actually wrote an NBA article, a fantasy NBA article, but that was a couple of years ago. So let's just say it's fallen off quite a bit. I used to be huge. Look, when I was when we were the same age, not together, but like high school age, it was all about basketball. It was all NBA, loved NBA. I knew every player in every team. Used to play basketball. So I knew fantasy, but yeah, nowadays it's like, is he a rookie? Like, oh no, he's been in the league 5 years. Okay. So I know my Heat. I know the Heat beat the Lakers the other day. I know the Lakers aren't very good this year. And that's it. Yeah. So we don't do NBA. We did talk about doing an NBA channel, but that's on the back burner for now.
Right.
All right. But you can, if you're into NBA, you can do Underdog. It has those picks, which we'll get to in a second. Well, this is a good segue. Caleb Reed, do you think Rudolph goes higher than 188 passing yards?
I mean, he should, right? Like, hasn't he done that each of the last 2 games? He's done 290 and 274. I think he can go over 188. That feels pretty low. I mean, there's some weather concerns, but 188, that's not a lot.
Yeah, he's asking, like, how's the Ravens' pass defense? I mean, it's good, but here's the thing. You're getting the Ravens' backup pass defense. That's what's different about Week 18. Normally, I would say I don't want to touch it because it's Mason Rudolph still. I don't care how many yards he's had lately. This is on the road against Baltimore. The only thing is that weather, right? Is this going to limit the passing game? Is Baltimore going to be with their backups like so inept that they're not even going to make the Steelers pass? You know what I mean? I don't think so. The Steelers aren't the type of team that's going to steamroll, I don't think, the Baltimore Ravens, even the backups. Tyler
188 is just such a low number.
Yeah. Huntley's not trash. You know, he's not like Jeff Driscoll. And he's not like some guy off the street making his first start. Not that I'm saying Driscoll is trash, but I guess I kind of was saying that. I would go higher. I think I would go higher. All right, which, by the way, this is a good chance to point out, if you haven't joined Underdog yet, guys, you do still have time to take this. This is for new customers. You get this Josh Allen just getting a yard. He gets a yard, you win this pick. You combine it with another pick, triple your entry, and you can even go up to 5 picks and do up to, if you include the Scorchers, which is like the little bonuses, up to, I think, 25 times your entry. And you think, well, am I really going to win that? You absolutely could. Talk to our man Python, who's always on here. He seems to have really good, I don't even just call it luck. He obviously has some skill and knows what he's doing. He says he's won these 5-man legs several times. And I have done it too. I don't win them all, of course, but I've done it. So I can tell you that I'm not down from where I started. Let's put it that way. So check it out. It's easy. It's fun. And hey, you're into NBA, OJ? They got NBA pick'ems. You can do every single day, multiple picks for every player on every team, basically, at least every player that actually matters, and so many different things. So if you haven't tried it, if you're an NBA fan and like, well, football season's over, well, check out the NBA, NHL, WNBA, all sorts of sports. There you go. And I like this is something cool too. They do just make it easier. These little pack picks where they put together groups of players. It's kind of fun. Yeah, there it is. What is this one? Oh, well, that's interesting. Texas A&M pack. Is that what that says?
Yeah, I guess everybody who played at Texas A&M. See, I don't even know, like, who's Tyrese Radford? Who's Henry Coleman? Are they actually on Texas A&M right now? Maybe they are. Maybe they're on Texas.
It looks like, yeah. So college, of course, college hoops. Can't forget college hoops. So 2 active A&M Aggies, and then Chris Middleton, a former Aggie. So you combine, which by the way, you can do this. You can combine sports. You can pick one pick from every different sport if you want. So that's pretty cool. And then their little feature there right now. And this is not a new thing. Chris, not a new customer, but look at what popped up on his screen.
Yep.
Higher than
I don't
1
even know
point.
who that is. Alperen Sengun. This guy's in the NBA. All right, well,
he is.
Take the higher. I know. I would take the higher. I know I would do that.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. Even if you're like, well, I've already signed up, I already have an Underdog account, you still get these free ones, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, NBA, if you're into it, Underdog, you can do the pick'ems, but also you can do weekly drafts. So, highly recommend. Highly recommend for that. All right. Boomer's got a couple of questions. Trevor Simeon, this is not a question, a statement.
Remember when people were like,
Wilson.
bench Zach Wilson, it can't be any worse. Remember that earlier in the year? I remember that.
If only. Okay, he wants us to, because Boomer, like me, is a Dolphin fan. Okay, Chris, you're objective here in terms of the Dolphins, but at the very least, you seem to hate the Jets, which is a good thing. All right, so do you believe the Dolphins will win tomorrow?
I wouldn't bet on the Dolphins. I mean, they are at home, right? That's the good news. But
Okay.
they're so banged up right now. I mean, on the defense too, right? They're missing Jaden Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Xavier Howard, I think, is out. Jalen Waddle might not play. Raheem Mostert might not play. I don't know. This seems like a tough hill for the Dolphins to climb. The Bills playing for their season, basically. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about the Dolphins tomorrow.
All right, Boomer. That helped absolutely nothing. Not a believer. If it makes you feel worse, I don't believe the Dolphins will win either. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do believe that the coaching is good enough. I do believe with the advantage in terms of coaching.
Yes.
We're at home. So at least we don't have to go to Buffalo. So yeah, there we go. We'll see. All right, Royland. What's up, Senor Royland? He said he helped his dad draft and gave him advice all year, and now he's got to face him in the championship. All right. So do you like Eli Mitchell over JT Saquon or Zamir?
Nope, and nope.
No. Like Mitchell in general, but not over those studs. Nah. JT is going to play a full set of snaps. Saquon, I mean, I don't think there's any reason Saquon's not going to play the whole game, is there?
Nah, they're not going to. He's a free agent next year. They don't care. Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah. All right. Good luck. Eric Fortis Jr., sit to Kamara Najee, Zamir H.N. Mason.
I'm going to sit Kamara and Mason if I have to sit two. Mason, don't risk it. Is it going to be all Mitchell, or are they going to split the carries? Is it going to be one guy for one half, one guy for the other? Don't even risk it when you have Najee, Zamir, and H.N. And then same with Kamara. Even if they say he's playing, no, thank you. 14 points over the last 2 games, coming off an ankle injury, ankle sprain. Nah, no thank you. Falcons run defense. I mean, I don't know how many negatives I could find for Kamara, but enough for me to not play.
Yeah, Kamara is definitely a guy, the first one I'm sitting out of this group. I was sitting Kamara last week. I didn't have Kamara. But I was telling you that to sit Kamara last week, and I'm definitely sitting this week. And then Mason should be fine, but not over these guys. So there you go. You're welcome, Boomer. You're welcome. Self-induced seasonal depression. It happens. Hey, at least we're in the playoffs. I mean, how many years do we go without making the playoffs?
You guys made it last year too, right? But I feel like, remember, you guys made it last year, and then Tua was hurt. Like, you guys, like, for some reason, the Dolphins go into the playoffs with all their best players hurt.
Yeah,
I don't know how the Dolphins are going to make a playoff run with that defense. It's just decimated right now.
That's the problem. Is too many injuries on defense, because the defense has to come through if you're going to win in the playoffs, no matter how good your offense is.
Yep.
Losing Chubb is brutal timing after already having lost Jalen Phillips. The pass rush it's not going to be there. But anyways, enough depression. How about this, Pete Shizzle? Are you worried that New England will tank, like compared to the rest of the season?
I know.
How would we know the difference?
I don't think New England needs to tank. Like they can just play football and lose.
Yeah. How would you know if they were tanking?
But look, I mean, people say this every year, right? Remember last year, Houston, they win the last game, they get the number 2 pick, they fall from number 1 to number 2. Like teams don't actively try to lose. Like the players that are on the field are not like it's not like teams can be like, hey, go play to lose. Like, nah, if they're on the field, they're playing to win. But the Patriots can still lose just by being the Patriots.
Right. Even when you think teams should lose, that's a great example there. Like Houston, it's like, I don't care. We want to win. The coaches want to win because it helps their resume to not lose. The players want to win because that's why they play football, because they're competitors. They have a lot of incentives in their contracts, a lot of them. They want to prove that they need to be the guy next year. I mean, yeah. So no fear of that. And they could lose anyways. All right. Henry Odom. Full PPR, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Cook, Herbert, Mitchell, Mason, Zamir, and he clarified that's Jamal Williams.
Oh, could be interesting this week if I like Jamal Williams and it wasn't against Falcons.
Right.
I'm going Zamir White. I think I'm going to go James Cook. I mean, look, the Bills have to win. They have to win this game. They've been running the ball more with Joe Brady. So give me Zamir White and James Cook.
Yeah, Zamir White's the number 1 here for me. I know Mitchell and Mason's interesting, but again, then you're having to pick and choose. So just go Cook here. Okay, the St. Brown and A.J. Brown and Metcalf and then Kirk. Down by 23 if that matters. So we need 2 receivers and a flex and full.
Well, I think you play all these guys except Kirk. Don't play Kirk. Kirk might not even play, honestly. You just play the Browns and Metcalf in PPR. And hope Dan Campbell is still angry about last week and going out there to win this football game, which it sounds like he is.
Yeah. Kirk, I don't know if he's going to play. And even if he does, not worth it. So here you go. Good luck. Hopefully AJB can redeem himself and your team. All right, let's do Pete's question here. Need the flex. Right. Addison, Slayton, Monty, Juwan Johnson. Or are we picking? Well, no, it can't be. I'm assuming we just pick one.
Week 18, where it should be Montgomery, but you have to worry.
It might be Slayton.
Oh, man. I mean, Monty's your safest option, probably. Like, Monty will get some points. But the Vikings have been good against the run this year. They have been good against the run. I mean, maybe just gamble on the upside of Slayton. He's 2 weeks in a row. He's put up big games. Tyrod Taylor will chuck it. Maybe just gamble on that. It's the Eagles secondary.
In a week like this, you might as well. Just go for it. Go for Slayton. That's what I would do. Go for the upside. He's been good with Taylor. It's terrible defense in Philly. Yeah. Somehow, switching to Matt Patricia has not made a difference. This hasn't helped. It was not the magical solution.
Yeah. Shocking.
All right. Eric also needs to sit one of these guys. Allen Collins, DJ Moore, Evans.
What? These are all great options. And they're all guys who should play this week and are in great spots.
I don't even know. I honestly don't even know how can you have to sit one of these guys?
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe Evans? Do I actually sit Evans here? Just because it's the Panthers and maybe they don't put up a fight and maybe they don't have to throw much? I don't know. Maybe DJ Moore. I don't know how you sit one of these guys. Honestly, I don't know how you sit one of these guys. I don't know how you pick which one you're going to sit. They should all be great. That's the good news. They should all be great. So hopefully, whatever 3 you pick will probably be fine. I don't know. I don't know.
I hate it, but I think if I have to pick one, I guess I pick Collins. I guess. You have to play AJB, right? Don't you just
Yes.
have to play AJB? No Devontae
Yeah.
Smith,
No,
great
Devontae Smith.
matchup. They need to win. We kind of need to win. I think Evans is going to get like 28 targets this week. I just
All
really
right.
do.
Well, in that case, you definitely have to play Evans.
Yeah. And I like DJ Moore's upside. I mean, I like Collins and DJ Moore. Yeah, if I have to pick, I guess it's Collins.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
So, guys.
Do a few more. If you have any Week 18 questions for the ship or for, well, whatever you're playing for in Week 18, let us know. Do a few more here. Here's one. James Cadzow. Gabe Davis or Darius Slate?
Just go with Slayton. Slayton is what everybody wants Gabe Davis to be, right? This home run guy who's actually hitting home runs. And he has a good matchup. Gabe Davis. Nah, give me Slayton.
Yeah, Slayton it is. And then Scott McCrary needs 2. AJ Brown should be 1. And then Slayton or D-Rob.
I'm going to go Slayton again here. I mean, yeah, AJ Brown for sure. And then Slayton. Because, again, DeMarcus Robinson, I mean, he's interesting because they're going to be resting everybody. But will they rest him at some point? And it's Carson Wentz.
Right.
Just give me Slayton.
Yeah, go Slayton. Darius Slayton, Week 18 winner. Yeah, that's...
It might be. I mean, the Week 16 and Week 17 winner. Why not Week 18?
This is true. That's true. He's been good. And then Pete, just want to throw this back up. He's saying, "Is his first time doing fantasy and made it to the Super Bowl? That's awesome." So yeah, your commissioner, if this is a new league, I don't know, but yeah, ask to not play in Week 18 next year.
Yes.
But congrats and good luck. Wolfman, what's up? All right. Strouder Fields. I think we had said
I'm
Fields
going
earlier.
Fields. I like the fact that they want to beat the Packers. He runs. I like that upside. Give me Fields.
Well, let's see. Who should I start? But we don't know. This is kind of a mix of guys. Okay, so let's just say Puka, no. Zamir, yes. Singletary, Monty, JT, Connor.
Oh, geez.
JT? Are you going JT, Connor?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, I don't know how many of these guys you need. Also got Derrick Henry. I'll just rank them for you. JT, Connor, Zamir White, Singletary, I guess Henry, and then Monty would be my running back rankings. My wide receiver rankings would be Tyreek and Puka. I guess all I see for wide receivers are just those two guys.
I said DJ. I don't know if that's...
Oh, DJ Moore. Okay, I guess. So it would be Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Puka last. Don't play. You can't play Puka. He's barely going to play. And then Goddard. As much as I like Goddard, I'm still going to go McBride over him at tight end.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many you need, but there you go.
Yeah, I think JT and Connor are your top 2, and then White, Singletary is still solid. There you go. All right. Good luck, Wolfman. Okay, so this is still definitely not John, but he has a question. In all standard, right. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex, Ezekiel, and then there's Mitchell, Kamara, Strong. Okay. For running backs.
Zeke and Mitchell. Just give me Zeke and Mitchell.
It's the first 2. Reed, Chase, Pickens, Robinson, Shaheed, Slayton, Kirk. 2 receivers in the flex.
Oh, am I just going to go Chase Pickens? Honestly, I don't want to play Kamara. Usually I would go the running back, but I don't really want to play Kamara or Strong.
Nah.
I might just go Reed, Chase, Pickens.
Yeah,
they have the upside.
That's what I would do. Reed, I'd Reed over Chase. I think this week if he plays. Reed, Chase, Pickens. There you go.
And yeah, if Reed doesn't play, I might just put Slayton in.
There you go. Jake Harrell, start 2. Etienne Barkley, Taylor Hall, Achane.
Ooh. I think you got to play JT. I think you still got to play Breece Hall. He's been so good the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's that pass catching, right? It's like, who cares if he runs for 50 yards? Who cares? He's going to get 10 catches. He's going to be like the leading receiver for the Jets. It's ridiculous. I think you got to go Taylor and Hall. I'm going Taylor and Hall.
Taylor has to be the number one. I'm a little worried about Hall, not just like whether he gets a full workload, but also the matchup and the Patriots. I think I would prefer Achane to Hall this week because he is going to get all the touches. They need, right? They need to win. Most are probably not playing, so I think I would go Achane over Hall. Barkley, Etienne, both good choices too, but okay. You really don't have any bad choices here. Wolfman just saying thanks. Year 1, 2 champs, going for 3. Nice.
Good luck. Well done.
And
money at this point.
Yeah, Ty Chandler does not change anything.
No.
All right, let's do a couple more before we get out of here. Because got some football to watch today. That's nice. Jedi's in Travel Crew. Derrick Henry or DeAndre Swift?
I think I'm still going to give the edge to Swift in a better matchup. I mean, I will say if there's a benefit for Derrick Henry, they're at home. It might be his last game with the Titans. Maybe he rumbles for 100+ yards and 2 touchdowns. But is that what we're betting on? I don't know. Just give me Swift.
Yeah, Henry is exactly what, like you're saying. It was one of the guys I feel like he hasn't done much lately. He was terrible last week, and then he randomly has like a 200-yard, 3-touchdown game. You know what I mean? It's like when you least expect it. I'm not counting on that, but it wouldn't surprise me if Derrick Henry just like goes ballistic this week. But if it's my team, I'm still going Swift. All right, and then Hugo made it to the championship because we held it down every week. Sorry for the kicker questions. Not your fault. It sounds like it's your commissioner's fault. Hey, maybe you want to stay in that league if it's a home league or a friend league or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with joining another league. Join an endgame league next year.
Right.
No apologies, guys. Kickers are part of the game. All right, what's a good way to end the Week 18 stream? Is it this? Eli Jackson, Gus Edwards, or Justice Hill?
How much are these guys even going to play? Do we even know? Like, how much is Gus Edwards even going to play? Justice Hill going to play? I guess if I had to pick, I would pick Justice Hill because I feel like the Ravens probably are going to rest Gus Edwards more. So if I had to pick between these two, I guess Justice Hill. But they might both play very minimal today. We might see a lot of Melvin Gordon today.
We might see a lot of Melvin Gordon. This is true. Yeah, I agree. I think it would be Justice Hill. I don't know why they featured him last week. Don't know if that means they'll feature him this week, but I agree. Gus is probably the guy who gets a little less run here. Justice Hill, another Week 18 potentially winner. Okay, one more actual question. Durf Boy 22. Pick 3: Walker, Taylor, Hall, Achane, Eli, Zamir in standard.
Zamir, I think it's standard. I'm going to go, man. I think you got to play JT and Walker. Walker against the Cardinals at home, must win. That's too good for me. Oh, man. I might go Zamir White in standard against the Broncos. I like that matchup. I know it kind of hurts Hall a little bit. Those 10 chintzy dump-offs don't count for anything.
Yeah.
Don't get those points anymore. Achane, sure, he could always hit a home run. But, I don't know, Zamir White against the Broncos, we know he's going to get all the run. I think I'm going Walker, Taylor, and Zamir White.
Since this is standard, I think I can definitely cross off Hall. Like you said, he's so reliant on being a pass catcher these days, and I don't feel great about him. Mitchell, because, man, you have a lot of good running back options. I'll just say that for this week in a standard league. So all very good choices. Mitchell is a good choice, but I don't have to put him over all these other guys who are basically bell cows. Walker, Taylor are musts, and then you're right. It's between Zamir and Achane. but I think because it's standard, we'll tilt the edge in the favor of Zamir. There you go. And let's end on this. Still definitely not John saying thanks for an amazing season. His first return to fantasy since 2016. Got a championship in him. I can feel it happening this week. We'll be back next year. Much love from Texas. Hey, that's where I live.
There you go.
But you don't have to wait for next year, guys, because we're going to be here all off season. We're going to be here with live streams still. On occasion, we're going to do mock drafts. We're going to do real drafts on Underdog because Underdog, we're going to do a playoff best ball draft next week. We'll tell you how that works if you've never tried it. Easy, fun, and it really doesn't cost a lot, which, by the way, just for signing up, if you haven't tried Underdog, if you're new to Underdog, you want to create an account, you double your money, you get that deposit match still. So reminder, if you haven't tried it, you get 100% dollar for dollar matched up to the first $100 that you deposit when you sign up if you use promo code endgame. So this is still a good time to try it out. It doesn't matter when the season is over. Playoff season has begun. And then if you're into NBA, NHL, any other sport, they have the pick'ems just like they do for football. College hoops also. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. We'll be drafting all off season long for best ball for next year. We'll be giving you our early rankings, our early sleepers. That's right. We're going to help you win for next year already. So stick with us. Good luck, everyone who's still playing week 18. Hope we got more championships in store.